My name is Matt,
I'm Sam.
and we've been coming to Gateway for 7 years. In 2013, our small group, we decided to do a financial peace study. One of the things you have to do is create your debt snowball, and through that, we had tallied up about $85,000 in debt. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna get rid of that? Like, I didn't want to give up the new cars we had or the camper that we wanted to have fun in but we didn't use.
For us to learn how to sit together and build our budget and to see where our money was going and where we needed to start putting it, I love that.
First and most important thing was we started tithing faithfully, and that was a big step for me because it was always kind of the last thing that I would think about. Like, if you look at our budget, that's the first thing on our allocated spending plan.
It was nerve-wracking at first when we started, because when you start off with that budget and you're learning how to allocate your funds and where everything's going, you realize that you probably have to make some sacrifices to make those numbers work out. But along that process, you realize that those sacrifices were not so much sacrifices as they were just kind of self-fulfilling desires that we may have had that we didn't necessarily need. So, there was that learning curve too on what was important and what was not.
We sold the camper, and so that freed up debt number one. We sold one of the cars, and so at the time we were a family of 5, and so we were left with my truck. We sold the van, and then we spent the next month trying to find something that was where we could pay cash for. We went into a little bit of debt, but not as much debt to have a used van. We had a plan to pay it off and as fast as we could.
Some of the other things that we did to get out of debt were we got rid of all of our credit cards so we wouldn't be tempted just to spend what we didn't have.
The Ready, Set, Go campaign came along, and that was a church-wide initiative to raise money for this building.
We weren't really in the position to give like we wanted to, but we had prayed about it. We had talked about what we could do because we wanted to be a part of it. And so as we were planning our budget, we made Ready, Set, Go a part of our budget. So now that we are out of debt, we just kind of look back at those 3 years, and it was a sacrifice. It was a struggle. We had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of lessons learned.
We haven't changed kind of who we are. We've just changed our actions. We don't have to worry about like how we're going to support a missionary or support a campaign at church. 3 years may seem like a long time, and it definitely felt like a long time when we were going through it. But it's been over 2 years now, and we're still debt-free. God never let us down. He always provided more than what we needed.